To understand this significant shift from Saturday to Sunday as a day of worship, we have to go back in time. We have to travel all the way back to ancient Israel, where the Sabbath day was originally observed on Saturday, or more precisely, from Friday evening to Saturday evening. The day of rest was a sacred time for believers in Yahweh, following the commandment in the Old Testament. Here are scriptures that support this view. Exodus chapter 20, verses 8 through 11. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, set apart, dedicated to Yahweh. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath, a day of rest dedicated to Yahweh your Elohim. Exodus chapter 31, verses 12 through 13. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, But as for you, say to the Israelites, You shall most certainly observe my Sabbaths, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, so that you may know without any doubt and acknowledge that I am Yahweh, who sanctifies you, sets you apart for myself. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 3. For 6 days work may be done, but the seventh day is a Sabbath of complete rest, a holy convocation, calling of the people to meet for worship. You shall not do any work on that day. It is a Sabbath day of Yahweh wherever you may be. Isaiah 58:13. If you turn back your foot from unnecessary travel on the Sabbath, from doing your own pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a spiritual delight, and the holy day of Yahweh honorable, and honor it, not going your own way or engaging in your own pleasure or speaking your own idle words. Mark chapter 2, verse 27. Yeshua said, The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Yeshua challenged the customs and traditions of man, sparking controversy and debate among Jewish religious leaders. His crucifixion, death, burial, and resurrection was a monumental event that shook the foundations of belief systems at the time. Afterwards, early believers began to gather and worship on Sundays, also known as the Lord's Day, to commemorate Yeshua's resurrection. As these Sunday gatherings became more prevalent, a clash between the Jewish customs and the new Christian practices started to emerge. Over time, a clear distinction began to form between Yeshua's Sabbath and the Christian Lord's Day. Additionally, as Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, it encountered other cultures and religious practices. The influence of the Roman sun god Sol Invictus, who was worshipped on Sundays, cannot be underestimated. In the year 321 AD, the Roman Emperor Constantine issued an edict known as the Edict of Milan, which proclaimed Sunday as an official day of rest. This decree had a lasting impact as it encouraged the transition from Saturday to Sunday worship within the Roman Empire. As Christianity gained prominence and with the support of Constantine, Sunday worship gradually became ingrained in the Christian tradition. The shift also served as an intentional break from the Hebrew roots of the faith, distinguishing Christianity as a separate faith. However, it is important to note that this transition wasn't universally accepted right away. Some early Christian communities continued to observe Saturday as the Sabbath day for several centuries. Eventually, the majority adopted Sunday, and by the medieval period, it became firmly established. Today, Sunday remains the Lord's Day for Christians worldwide. However, it's worth noting that different denominations interpret and practice the Sabbath in various ways, with some still observing Saturday as the holy day. Yeshua is the same yesterday, today, and forever, according to Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8. He never issued a decree changing the original Sabbath day worship. Should the transition from Sabbath day to the Lord's Day from Constantine's Edict of Milan be upheld? You decide. Would you like to learn more? Visit us on the web at www.serveyahweh.com.